Hi, I'm Frank Morano. Before we talk about documents, agencies, or investigations, let's talk about a man, a hero, Deputy Chief James Jim Riches. Chief Riches was laid to rest this week. He survived 9/11, but not the toxins of Ground Zero. He spent months searching through the rubble for his son Jimmy, who never came home. And after that, he spent the rest of his life fighting, not for himself, but for every firefighter and every family devastated by those toxic exposures. Jim Riches was the conscience of the FDNY. I think it was Peter King who called him exactly that yesterday on Sid Rosenberg's show. And we lost him because of what he breathed in at Ground Zero. That should tell you everything about the stakes of what I'm about to say. Now, almost 25 years later, the city of New York says it has suddenly discovered 68 boxes, not pages, not files, 68 boxes of documents about the very toxins that ultimately killed Jim Riches and thousands of others. The very toxins firefighters were told were safe. These boxes were said not to exist. For decades, families begged for answers. For decades, the unions demanded transparency. And for decades, they were told there are no records. And now, after pressure, after legislation, after litigation, suddenly there they are, 68 boxes. The fire unions are right to be furious. They're right to demand answers. And I stand shoulder to shoulder with them because this isn't about politics. This is about truth, transparency, and honor. On the radio and now as a member of the city council, I've said the same thing for years. We owe every first responder and every family the truth about what happened at Ground Zero. No more delays, no more excuses, no more hiding behind litigation. We now know 343 FDNY heroes died on 9/11. More than 400 FDNY members have died since then from Ground Zero illnesses. Over 4,600 first responders and survivors have died from 9/11 related conditions. More than 48,000 people have developed cancers linked to the dust at Ground Zero. These aren't statistics. These are fathers, mothers, sons, daughters, people like Jim Riches, people who trusted their city to tell them the truth. So here's what needs to happen now. Every one of those 68 boxes must be released in full, not in stages, not selectively, not under pressure, voluntarily, transparently, immediately. We need to know, what did the city know? When did they know it? Who kept this information hidden? And how many lives could have been saved? I've always believed that anyone who worked at Ground Zero should get every benefit, every healthcare option, every presumption, and every piece of information that could help them. Because if you ran towards those towers, if you dug through that pile, if you searched for the remains of someone else's child while mourning your own, you deserve nothing less than complete honesty and total protection. And as we say goodbye to Jim Riches, a leader, a father, firefighter, man of deep faith and extraordinary courage, let's honor him the only way that matters, by telling the truth, by demanding accountability, and by ensuring that the sacrifice of every 9/11 first responder is never minimized, never forgotten, and never betrayed again. Because 9/11 didn't end on September 11th, and neither does our responsibility to those who were there. Thank you.